Welcome back. We once again have we once again have Mark and and we're
I hope
just
we'll
filling
work
things in. All right, so please take it away.
Okay, so while you were gone, Mark, I described this scene where like the door of the cabin like swung open and they saw you like standing to your elbows and covered in blood and like 3 bodies lying on the floor, and you pointing your pistol at the 4th guy. So what happened since then, like after that, was happened like super quickly. So Duke flew in and like pushed the guy out of the way. In the meantime, like the 4 remaining pirates just got up, and you saw like anger in their eyes, and Rixlax immediately started talking to them and said like, no, it's okay, like you shouldn't, you should keep your distance, because she's very dangerous. You see what she's done to all these other guys. Just keep your distance. And Chance started playing the violin in a tune that was very calming. So if you want to take an aggressive action, you have to make a roll with a difficulty of 2, just on your will, just to be aggressive. And
Wait, but that does mean I just see Rick's legs over there gesturing before people, and he might be threatened by them.
Might be. Who knows? I mean, they've pulled out their swords and their weapons, and they're running this way. So.
Okay, then I know where to aim.
And in the meantime, Duke has pushed the person in front of you out of the way of your pistol. So
that's helpful from him.
Yeah, very.
Miss Marin, you are a sight for sore eyes, but looks like a bit of a tragedy has gone down here. Please,
and I'm aiming.
Put your gun down, hon.
Are you one of the pirates too? That kidnapped him?
I don't even understand your meaning. No. Just put your gun down. There. There ain't no.
If I know that he is safe.
He's fine. There ain't no need for ruckus.
Who guarantees that?
I do.
Well, you don't say anything to me at the moment, right?
Well, he said I do.
Yeah.
I hear that from there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine, don't worry.
Okay.
You guys are cool.
Okay, sorry about that.
You see, like Marin, like blood dropping from her arms. Okay, yeah, misunderstanding. No worries, guys.
Sorry, I killed those people. My bad.
Marin, can you describe to Chance, or in with help of Chance, what do you look like?
Yeah, well, what do you would a person to look like to find it attractive?
Well, what is Chance's type?
She'd probably be more of a shorter female. Probably black hair. Probably huge breasts. And yeah, she should wear long clothes that are very easily blown away by the wind, or like moved by the wind.
I think that's a pretty good description of my character then. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprisingly accurate.
Go figure.
Maybe Except, you know, in your dreams, you might have not imagined her with bloody hands.
Or he might.
Or he might, who knows?
You don't know what I mean, too.
Yeah.
Go for it, please.
Bloody hands, downright sexy.
Every guy's dream.
It's that hungry ghost look that, you know, it's hard to get over.
Yeah, basically.
I forgot to close my door. 1 second.
Anyway, don't let ever Marin get any poison, because with poison she's going to get off like the
Oh yeah, that would be very scary.
10 times of that.
That would
That's
be
a good
bad,
point.
but she would be actually be decent at it.
Yeah. She would. I mean, she has enough rapport and deceive to actually get the poison to the right systems.
So there is a bunch of angry pirates who have just seen their friends killed.
Well,
How do you explain this?
Technically, 2 might be alive.
So yeah, what do you guys do? Like, does anybody try to save the people with the punctured lungs? Do you do anything to calm them?
I'm starting to do that actually right away, because, well, I should make a good appearance now.
A good first impression. Right?
Those guys are okay. So
second.
So I have made a good impression now.
I'll tell someone from the crew to go get some sort of a first aid kit or whatever they have.
Okay, they bring you something, but it's really like the quality's bad, and you know, yeah, it's not really a decent first aid kit. It's, you know, someone's old shirt. And you know, they do have a bone needle.
You want to get infected?
Some thread.
Well, I am pretty resourceful, so I'm sure I can, you know, dig up something from the kit that they probably didn't notice or
Let's see if you can.
or just looked over.
And do they have
Get a
any?
better shirt.
Yeah. Do they have any hard alcohol, or have they drank it all?
Sure, they would have some hard alcohol.
Oh, okay. So we can pour that over at least over the bandage.
I think that's probably
You even ask? Of course they do.
That's
pirates.
probably the only thing they have on the ship.
We bought
rum.
food too.
Yahar.
If anything, they'd have rum.
So yeah.
Pirate is so right to be. Pirate.
I don't even know what skill that would be under in.
I think to heal someone, maybe lore your knowledge of healing. How studied you are.
Or being, you know, handy by burglaring the barrel on their head.
What?
Maybe survival?
Survival sounds like a good one. Sure.
Mm,
You can
okay.
set up an advantage with your lore and then do it with your survival.
That's my lore.
And of course, was the for your resources, Rixlax?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure. You managed to dig up some proper, you know, the white strips you used to bandage.
Okay.
So,
And
did I kill the captain, or?
Do you ask someone? Did I kill the captain?
No. I just look at the clothes.
They all look like sailors.
No captain.
Okay.
No captain.
And I'm gonna see if I can help out with survival.
Nobody shouting, "I'm gonna be king of the pirates."
Okay, so Rixlax created an advantage for you, and I think with a 6, you can certainly save one of them. The other one still needs bandaging and sewing, though.
Okay, I tend to the one that still needs attention.
Okay.
We should only sing about not dying.
Oh,
Still trying to kill him.
It seems so. You're at least not in any way even remotely seemingly helpful. Yeah, Chance.
At least I tried.
If you want to try and save someone, if you have a Laura, it might be worth it to try and set up an advantage for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah, you certainly do. You
Right.
set up an advantage, and then you can use survival with a +2 on top of that to
Okay.
save
Like-
someone up.
The sentence you don't want to hear the most from a doctor coming out of the operation saying, "At least I tried."
Yeah, no
Ouch.
problem. They're very impressed at your skills, and they like you just you sew the guy up, you clean the wound properly, and you bandage it, and you think that with a few weeks of rest, he might be able to live again.
And a gallon of rum.
What was that?
And a gallon of rum.
By the way, you saw a dangerous glimmering in her eyes that disappeared as soon as Wislek said everything is okay. Like this harbinging the madness inside that is to come if anything may happen again.
So as soon as their friends are stitched up and in bed, the pirates turn to Marin, and they slowly like point their pistols and swords, and they're like, "Hang her! She needs to be hanged. She killed one of us, and she injured Bob and Spencer."
And they start crying now.
I'm really sorry. I thought you kidnapped my honey.
Well,
I put all my weapons to the ground.
yeah. Duke is about to explain that they kind of did, and then the honey part gives him pause. You know? Well, they did kidnap Rick Flax. But I do see their point. This was a more than a mite overboard, you might say, Miss Marin.
Those people kidnapped a warden. So I thought they were really, really dangerous and had to be dealt with.
Are you trying to deceive, or are you being sincere?
I just say it like the way it is.
Okay.
It's actually quite reasonable for a change.
Roll rapport then. So the pirates talk amongst each other, and they come towards Duke, and they say, "Here's the deal. We'll keep our end of the deal. We'll still become we'll still work for the Queen and the Wardens, but we also want to see justice, and we will ask of you that you take her to trial when we get to Tom's Crossing."
How did you ever become pirates?
Well,
So, may I ask you, why did you capture a warden in the first place? And would that need to go to trial as well?
We're not talking to you, lady.
I
Well-
tried to chime in from the side and be like, "Come on, guys, now there's been enough bloodshed. It was an honest mistake. She apologized. It wasn't her intention. She just was after her loved ones, and everyone has loved ones. You know what it's like."
but if you do want to handle this all official, I think we can do that. I have to tell you, I think I know how it's going to go. But we'll dot the I's and cross the T's if that's how you need to have it.
By the way, do wardens have immunity against stuff like that, or how is
I think
it?
they kind of do, yeah.
I won't need to play that card until the very end, so let's just keep going with that. But like when they,
I think it might not be entirely such, but most of the time, like what I read from the WildBlue, they do kind of have some level of. But you did get the succeed at a cost where that might not entirely be true in this situation.
Well, if Sergeant Windhammer has a special place in his heart for Marin, she might actually get away with it.
She might. Who knows? Who knows?
What? I don't know what his title is. I just went with Sergeant.
Yeah, I don't know either.
By the way, may I ask, just not for my character, but for me to know, what exactly happened before?
So, what happened is that they kidnapped Rexlax. Chance was also one of their prisoners, and Brad came aboard and dueled their captain, and he won. The captain is the one tied to the mast. Then there was mutiny. So they also that's when they tied their captain to the mast, and then they just Brad convinced them to work for the Queen and the wardens instead of being a pirate, since that life would certainly be much better, and they agreed to that.
With some help,
So
I think.
What we did in our last
they're
campaign.
saying they kidnapped 2 wardens and then asked
I'm
for
not
a
a
trial
warden.
for someone. Okay. They kidnapped a warden, it's a random other guy, and then think
Well,
they
they
can
weren't
get
gonna-
away with it when they tried to
They weren't going
take
to
a
kill
warden to
Rexlax.
trial? What?
They weren't going to kill Rexlax. They just needed him to create a contract for them.
Yeah, but come on. That's like pissing at the wrong leg as a dog. That's like what they call it, the dog catchers, where on the street that catch dogs that are homeless.
I don't know. I don't think we have those
Anyway,
here.
if a dog pisses on the leg of one of these guys, it's like the same situation.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying they're particularly smart or anything.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So what do you respond to them, Duke?
I'm sorry.
I guess they have to respond to you now, right? Because you said you would take them to trial, but you wouldn't know how it would end. So they say, well,
what's their response?
They reply to a Chance that apologies won't bring Christopher back, and they say they say that it's one of them says much appreciated, and another mutters under his breath, it's the least he can do.
Fair enough.
So they will they would like you to take Marin to trial.
Well,
at the first reasonable time, of course.
We're all striving to be law-abiding folk now, so we'll do this. We'll do this right.
Wouldn't be any time. That's nice.
So, Now we got no further in the story still, and it's like an hour and a half later. Let's see if we can find a way.
I'm shocked. Shocked.
Yeah,
Shocked and appalled.
I did say not expect
We have
that
one
from
more
you
dead
guys.
pirate.
And
Oh,
Marin managed to catch up with the group.
And the mood is quite different.
Yes, yes. I mean, a lot happened, but the whole story with Black Tom didn't advance. So I imagine you would tell Marin about the thing with Black Tom. Well, she's
Sure.
okay. So they tell you, Marin, that the pirates had made a deal with or tried to make a deal with Black Tom back when they were pirates. They would deliver young men and women to Black Tom. In return, he would give them Skywood. The pirates are not going for this deal anymore because they'll work for the Queen now, and for the army. But they did decide to go to Black Tom after all. To do what, I'm not sure, but that's up to you guys. So, tell me what it is, what you want to do when you find Black Tom.
Well,
Hide
So-
behind Duke.
yeah. So I mean, he is wanted, right? I mean, hasn't he
No,
caused?
I
Or
don't
no?
think so much wanted. He's a folk spirit, and he has a. Let's see how much you knew about him.
Didn't we do that last time?
Did you?
I think we did.
I didn't.
Yeah, I think we did check last time, and Rixlax remembered, all sorts of
Yeah,
stuff,
I got one of
and
your last aspects too.
and I totally
Oh,
didn't.
right, you did. Okay, and that is a critical
Wow.
success. Okay.
Wow.
I just
Pew pew.
get my FBI, NSA, and every source I can get. Put all the papers on the table. I have you covered. I got you
Okay,
covered.
sure. What would you like from your critical success? So I can tell you some things about Black Tom, of course, but you get some extra, something cool, and you can make it sweet, because when you roll for minuses, it's also going to be bad.
I think it should be a bit information about who his partners are, what might the higher ups are, his connections, and the network around him.
Okay, so Black Tom is a spirit from the folk. He basically what he has this deal with the people of Tom's Crossing. They're allowed to live on his land, and he won't harm them. In return for that, they can harvest Skywood, and that Skywood is used for the Queen's army and for things like the Sky Train and such. This deal involves them giving him a baby or a young child every year.
Really?
Yes, it's kind of gruesome.
Yeah, I don't know. That
very-
ain't right.
He's very sneaky and stealthy, but he protects the people from the Crying Forest, where equally horrible things hide. He relies on his sneakiness a lot. That whenever he has a chance to be in shadows, he gets very strong. And he also has a small army of spirit creatures, like not literally physically army, but some spirit animals that he can call upon for help. Does not answer to anybody but himself. His own hungers for little kids.
Well, let's be honest. If in the real world there would be a deal like that, like you get tons of resources that are rare and everything, they would still do it in the real world as well.
Yeah, yeah, they
The
would.
deal is not that bad, to be honest. I mean, you can't say that too loud, but I mean, what we're doing and what's happening in Africa is 10 times worse, or even more. So yeah, I wouldn't.
I
You
imagine Marin would less bothered by it, since Marin is folk herself.
Yeah, and the end justifies the means.
That, and she's curious about human behavior. That means she's probably not, not entirely. She doesn't think the same way humans do.
Are you saying
they?
she's a bit of a sociopath?
I'd imagine Marin being a bit of a sociopath. Is she?
I think it depends on the situation. If someone is kidnapped, that is important, then I think there is no mercy regarding anyone or feeling with anyone that is in the way. So in that situation, 100%. I'm not so sure about other situations, but yeah, there's always this spark there, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the Home Office would not want us to try and renegotiate this deal.
Who wouldn't want you to?
The Home Office, the Queendom.
Oh, I mean, if you can find a better deal, sure. Or more, more Skywood, or try to convince him not to deal with the pirates or whatever. It's up to you.
All right. I don't know. I just see this blowing up in our faces.
It might.
Hey, could this get any worse than it is at the moment?
Yeah. I mean, you could still be on the apocalypse. You haven't done that yet.
Yeah, not yet. I think that's the right phrase to use. Not yet. By the way, is there a scene nearby that makes someone feel like he's shaking all over?
No. That is no lakes here. It's quite a you need to go to Lake City if you wanted to find some lakes.
Okay. Next stop.
But I'm sure, like, you'd have a chance here to, instead of bring on an apocalypse, you could just go for all-out war between folk and humans. I mean, that'd be a good start.
Actually, that's the exact opposite of what my character wants. It is. It could happen because something horribly backfires, but that wouldn't be my fault. I think.
Yeah, you guys decide what you want to do. I think I'll just fast forward to when you've found Black Tom. So if you want to do anything before that, let me know. If you want to discuss amongst each other what you're going to do when you get there, that's the time as well.
But how do we just find him? Do you just go, hey, we know.
You just find him because I didn't want the session to last 5 hours. That's why.
Okay. Well, I think that maybe we should talk to the townsfolk a little before we proceed, just to make sure that just to see where they're coming from and whether they want to change.
Okay, so the townsfolk are they're very scared. They don't like living here. They live here because it's profitable, and because some of them, like, they live here because they were born here. Like, it's kind of they live here because they have to, but there's this constant, like, undertone of, like, fear in the people. Like, there doesn't seem to be any joy in the town. It's people aren't friendly to each other. Like, people are very unwilling to talk to you. there's this general aura of fear over the village of Tom's Crossing.
Just
Do
like
they-
Vienna.
Wow. Do they have some way of? Are they solely relying on Black Tom not doing anything to them, or do they have some sort of a way of protecting themselves against him, like I don't know, trinkets or items, or I don't know, fancy powder?
They solely rely on it, but Black Tom has never broken his promise, and it's quite widely known that he's some way bound to keep.
Did you keep what? Oh.
Black Tom is bound to keeping his promises.
Oh, okay.
Rixlax doesn't say anything, but thinks about the idea of actually taking a young kid with, so in case they have to get out quickly. But he's pretty paranoid about us being here.
Okay. And well, before we head out, Rick Slacks, maybe you and I should have a talk. I know back in the day, the way it went down, it weren't fair to you, and I've been striving to make amends. I'd like to think that this will be the day that it happens, but I don't want to. Well, it ain't about me. So, what are you thinking?
Well, I certainly am not very enthusiastic about going and meeting him. But, I don't know if... Did we sign a contract that we're doing that?
You
I think
didn't.
we did. No.
Did you? No, I didn't. You did sign a
Oh,
contract.
we did, but it was,
but it
a
wasn't
bit of a...
that you would do this. No, this was a free choice. The contract was that you wouldn't destroy the ship, I think, but you meddled with the contract, so it's questionable how binding it is.
How not broken the ship it is. How not broken the ship. But I guess I have a fairly, satisfactory guarantee from you that you're not that I'm going to be safe. So that might be the best time of any that are to come. So we might as well.
Yeah, well, I'll do my best.
I know you will. You have to.
Well, let's sort this out. All right. So,
anybody else who wants to do something?
Not really.
No, that's gone.
Okay, so you managed to track his location down to a clearing near the edge of the crying forest. So you arrive there, and you hear a voice from the shadows that says,
"Hello, is it me you're looking for?"
it's a bit of a whispering voice, and it says, "More friends."
I think we will probably be friends if that's no problem, and if nobody else got a problem with that around here.
I'm totally empathizing this guy. I'm not falling for that. I'm basically familiar with his nature, and I'm trying to check if this is the Siren's Code that gets your ship on the bottom of the sea. And I don't know if everyone rode enough lore, but if not, I would have warned them that Black Tom's eyes are glowing. Whenever he changes shapes, his eyes are always glowing. So that's
they're
a way
gold,
of
but yeah.
well, are they glowing gold or something?
I think they're just golden eyes.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
This sounds somewhat like James Bond. That was the golden eye, right?
Oh, yes. And I guess I'll call back. I reckon we can be friends. Why don't you come on out?
You see a figure appear of a young man, golden eyes, and he stands in the shadows of a tree. It's hard to make out his precise features, but you do notice golden eyes and beautiful long golden hair.
It's somewhat familiar.
Okay.
This
Sure. Even with a fate point, it would be a success at a cost. But I think I've ruled before that if you spent a fate point, you can. Yeah, sure. So yeah, like this guy's friends with no one. For sure.
Fuck you, guy.
No, his intentions are generally devious, but he's someone that you can work with as long as you give him what he wants, he'll give you what you want, basically.
And imagine what we could get from him if I seduce him.
Okay.
I'll warn the rest that this guy is, he's trying to fool us. It's obvious. Don't trust him.
I have no idea why we're even here, but to be honest.
Actually, you know what? Chance. I'll give you a fate point if Black Tom recognizes who you are and wants to have you for his own.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Ooh, I see you've brought me a nightingale. What a very nice seal-making gift.
I'm not for sale.
I never said for sale. I said you were a gift.
I'm not for the taking. For gift, for sale, for nothing.
You stay out of that joke. This is true.
Well, yeah, I don't want to promise anything that we can't deliver on, but tell you what, we can talk about it. And I'll say this while walking up to him.
I thought Duke is the only one that would say, nah, no problem.
Oh, no. This is...
But everybody else like, let's talk. What will you get?
Duke? Thought we were friends.
Yeah, I mean, Duke is not normally, wouldn't even, try and be sneaky, but if it gets him close enough to lay hands on Black Tom, he's willing to play along for a little bit, as long as he's not, actually promising anything.
Okay, go ahead and try and deceive him then.
All right. Oh, great.
You need to beat a 4.
Oh, God.
Does this guy have my stats?
Let me verify my lack of deceive. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I will make the argument that since I'm not actually promising anything, it might fall under rapport instead of deceive. But if not, then not.
To be clear that you're not planning on giving chance to him, so that's...
All right, fair enough. Okay, here we go. Nope.
You could
And
try
they
to
fail with
deceive him
style.
the hard way.
Yeah, you feel with style.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is pretty
You know what?
important. I'll
I could let you. You'd have to help me with that later, but I could let you succeed at a great cost.
yeah.
And the great cost would be that your reputation just dies. If people are like, that guy, that Duke, he's not to be trusted. He's one of those shifty wardens who just like I heard that he just sold somebody to Black Tom. That kind of thing.
Okay.
It's like when the knight loses his knighthood, a false knight.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna take the consequences of the role rather than having that going forward.
I'm asking. You're the entity called Black Tom, right?
Hold on, before you do that, I still want to finish.
What?
So Black Tom, it is indeed Black Tom, walks around the clearing to a shady patch closer to Chance and says, come on, you'd have fun here. Trying to deceive you into believing that, following him would be amazing.
All right. What do I roll against that?
Empathy.
Empathy. God.
We should probably help him.
You should.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, the one plus side of failing that role is that it is probably fairly transparent that I'm not actually selling Chance out.
Yes. It's very clear that he's not planning on selling you out. Chance.
I will. I'll actually do the same thing that Black Tom is doing, but I'll tempt him to stay.
Nice.
Okay, sure. Go and have go and like either with rapport or deceive, depending on whether you're lying or not.
Doesn't deceive.
You'll be like, Maren will totally sleep with you if you stay. Actually, that might not even be deceive.
What? No.
If
Okay,
Reflex
that is
tells
good
me to do it,
Wow.
I guess.
That
I
is
guess
not enough.
I'm gone.
Wait, I'm using a fate, but someone else must also help because we would have a 4 if it's. So I'm saying that being nice is an investment. So I'm helping this Chance guy.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
But
So, what does happen to persons that come with you or are gifted to you?
Oh, they get to see the wonders of the forest.
That's a very vague answer.
kind of curious.
Well, I wouldn't want to spoil anything.
That is even more vague. This doesn't make you that much trustworthy, But we can sign a contract about the explicit happenings. That would be a way that would work out, right? I look at Rixlax.
So he gives Rixlax a very piercing stare and says, "Yeah, that's why your friend is here, isn't it?" But is somebody gonna help Chance? Because apart from Rixlax, or is Chance just gonna be swayed by Black Tom?
If Rixlax asks me to, then I will. But
Well, if he's trying to help, I think you can imagine he's trying.
I mean, I do realize that he's one of the folk, right? And I wanted to join the folk anyways once.
Did.
So
Well,
I am truly tempted by his offer.
well, if Chance is like walking forward towards him, I am going to try and get there first. Because I've been trying to walk up to Black Tom the whole time.
I can imagine that'd be easy to get there first, unless Chance is trying to be as fast as possible. I don't imagine that be necessary in this situation.
Okay, I guess I'm turning around. Oh well, friends, farewell then. I am off to new adventures, and begin slowly walking towards Black Tom.
So Rick is still not saying anything to help him. So I still think,
if you want to do something about it, then you can always see that Rick Slacks did try to help Chance
that's what I said.
keep Chance here by being like, no, you should stay here. It's way
here
better.
is so much
one
better
more
than
of a desperate, keep him here no matter what, or something like that. That would be.
I guess it's not in Rick Slacks' nature to do such things.
Yeah.
By the way, you don't have to walk towards him, Chance. You just he has convinced part of you, if he succeeds. He has convinced part of you that.
Well, but I think Chance would very much be tempted by his offer.
Sure. Well, I mean, you can totally do that. So Duke, you said you still wanted to do something?
So, again, trying to get up to Black Tom, I'll say, tell you what, you want to hear a song or two from our friend there? I ain't got no problem with that. As for the rest of it, we'll have to work that out later. What do you say? And that's extending my hand.
He'll not shake your hand. He'll try to slink back into the shadows and hop out from behind another tree. And sure, what did you have in mind?
Well, okay. As he's withdrawing, I'm going to try and just sort of grab for his hand, trying to make it look like not an all-out attack, because it's not. But also trying to keep him from just slipping away and being slippery. So would that be athletics?
I think so, yeah. I think your athletics versus his stealth.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
WildBlue?
And I guess getting a hold is getting a hold of, I don't know if doing it with style would make that much of a difference, or would it?
I don't think, unless you have some kind of advantage that you would like from it. But...
No. Laying hands on is advantage enough, I think.
So you see his golden eyes suddenly blaze angry, and he says, "Let go of me. Are you trying to double-cross me?" And he's going to try and just read you guys. Hey, you know what? Mary.
Yes.
I'd imagine you'd be sympathetic towards this guy, since he's folk and so are you, and you're.
I don't mind if people are folk or not.
No, but I mean, you might be. I'd imagine you could be trying to find your character. Sympathetic to this guy because, you don't really see a problem with the thing he does, where the end justifies the means, and
Yeah.
you're curious about human nature, which, like I said, to me at least suggests that your nature is not entirely human.
Yeah.
Could just decide to tell him the truth about that. The pirates, they're gone, but I'm sure we can come to a new deal. For a fake point, of course.
Why not? I won't tell him though that we are the reason for the pirates that
Sure.
they're not there. That would be not smart. I think he will eventually think it by himself, but
He might.
because why should we know it otherwise? But if we don't confirm it, he can't be sure. So yeah, that helps. I'm going to tell everything that I know.
What do you tell him?
Except those things I just said.
Okay. So his eyes blaze angrily, and he just grabs Duke's shirt and he says, "Let me go."
And before I said, are you trying to trick me or something like that, or double cross me? So Duke will say, "Afraid I can't do that, but I ain't playing you false. If Chance here is willing to sing you a song, we can do that, and then we can work out the rest, such as what it'll cost for me to let you go after you having such an easy time, as it were, with some of the tykes around town. Don't know how I feel about that."
He looks at Chance. You see his eyes blaze slightly less brightly, or slightly less angry, and then he looks back at you and he says, "There is no coming back on previous deals. I made a deal with the pirates, and the pirates will come. They will honor that deal, whether it was written in ink or not."
I'm guessing you made a deal with what's the guy's name?
Corvus.
Corvus. With Corvus?
Corvus with a V.
That guy is kind of disabled.
Corvus Laird.
That's the feller?
Yeah.
Well, he is in a powerful pickle right now. So I'm sure that he will do everything in his power to uphold his part of the deal, but I don't think it's going to work out too well for him. So, and a vengeance you want to take out on him, I won't stand in your way on that. That is, long as you're standing at the end of this.
If you, however, want the rest to honor the deal, I think we can help with that.
Will you hand him over to me?
Might be.
I didn't make deals based on might be's.
Well, it depends what else is in the picture now, doesn't it?
Well, I'm willing to let my my deal with the with the pirates go if you hand me, if you give me Corvus and Chance. From the latter, I can assure you that he will not be harmed. From the former, not so much.
But if we are being honest right here, what
Of
does
course
the
you're being
deal
honest.
from the pirates have to do with us? It's not our problem that the pirates are not able to do what they.
You are welcome to leave. It does not have anything to do with you.
Do we know all the particulars of his deal with the pirates?
You can ask him for it.
Okay. So maybe we should
I
know
have
what
no idea why we are here. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't say
mean,
it loud, but that's my thought. Why are we here?
So, he tells you, Duke, that the deal was that he would be delivered a fertile young man and woman every year in return for the pirates having all the access to Skywood they could want. These and they would have his word that this man and woman would. They wouldn't be killed or anything as gruesome as that.
well, afraid I can't offer it quite as sweet a deal. What I can offer is Corvus, and let me see. There's your hand, of course, and I'll tighten my grip a bit. In return, I think what we would want is just let's call it a sustainable amount of Skywood, not all that we could ever need, but all that the forest can spare without being damaged in a unrecoverable fashion.
No, don't get greedy. How about this? In return for your nightingale, and he gestures to Chance with his head, and this Corvus, I will not request a youngster from the people of Tom's Crossing this year.
Okay. Well, okay. Does it seem like Chance has been like enchanted or just convinced? Is it possible to tell?
Chance, able to like what does it look like?
I'm definitely more convinced than enchanted. I do believe that is actually a good option for me. From my reasonable thinking, I got to that conclusion. So I'm not enchanted, just convinced.
All right. Well, I can't speak for Chance here, but if he wants to go with you, and is free to leave later, then I think we may have a deal.
Okay, see if you can convince him about the free to leave later part.
All right. I'm thinking rapport this time. Are we good with that? That's
Yeah, sure.
okay.
You're not trying to deceive him, right?
No, I'm not.
His leftovers will be free to leave.
All right, that's looking good. It's
It
looking
is.
real good.
It's looking really good. It's not just a success, but a success with style. So. Very well. There's a deal we can make. It includes you letting go of my hand, though.
Sure. Now, I know you folk are people of your word, but I do want to make sure that none of the fine details get misunderstood. So, Rixlax, would you do the honors, and then I will be happy to let go of your hand.
Fair enough. I think that I can do that at least.
So he will venture towards Rixlax if you'll let him.
Well, I mean, we
I have to see the contract for myself, naturally.
fair enough.
Let me
So-
write it first, will you?
Yeah.
So while you're writing it, he'll just be breathing down your neck, being like, interesting. Are you sure are you sure about that? You know, I phrase it like that, really. Just breathing down your neck with this soft voice.
I don't teach you how to scare people. You don't teach me how to write. Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't presume to do anything of the matter.
Sure. I know all about that.
Well, okay, and if he's going to be breathing down Rixlax's neck, I will just keep a hand on his shoulder, on Black Tom's shoulder.
Yeah, sure.
What was that, by the way?
Oh, that's for later still. That's
Don't worry about that. It's not going to be a problem at all.
Because I see this situation, I'll just secretly keep my pistol ready, because what if he does nothing stupid now? He's directly next to Rickstack, so not good.
I'll actually if he's breathing down my neck so much, I'll try to fight through the whole paranoia thing and tell him, look, I personally don't want to stay here a minute longer than I have to, and I'm trying to do the right thing for me and for you as well, so we can just leave. So will you just please leave me alone?
Oh, I hate to do this, but one more thing. I need a guarantee that the townsfolk will not be harmed, so long as they don't do anything to harm you and yours.
The townsfolk have their deal that keeps them from being harmed. That deal I will naturally keep with them. As mentioned, I'd even allow them out of 1 year's worth of payment while the deal still stays. I cannot promise that I will not harm them if they break their deal.
And that deal involves giving up kids.
Well, not this year.
What does happen to the kid? Do they really? What's the truth behind that? Regarding that, what happens to the kids really?
Well, they feel no pain.
This is trying to be vague, but is actually pretty specific.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'd call a deal breaker. Again, I know we are not the town, nor are we the pirates, but this new deal does would be a modification on both of their deals. That's just how it's going to have to be.
Are you trying to change our deal?
We're still negotiating.
We're not negotiating. You said you agreed with this deal. You asked Rixlax to sign it up for you.
And he's doing it.
Well, now you want to change the deal. The deal was in return for Chance and Corvus. I would not require one of the young ones from the village, and the pirates would be let out of their deal, since that is not really any of your business, and you deliver Corvus from.
Well, and as a sign of good faith, I let go of your hand. but now,
You put one on my shoulder.
yes, I did. So, do you want to include in the deal that I let go of your shoulder and that the?
Wow, you're going to be so dead.
I know, and that.
I mean, I don't mind, but
and that the people of the village go unharmed in perpetuity, and so long as they don't harm you and yours in perpetuity.
He turns to Chance and says, "Chance, my dear, you might want to leave, because I don't know if you want to see this."
may I leave as well?
Certainly, you're not a part of the deal.
And I will remove Lex from here. I drag him around with me.
Let's see what happens.
Hold on. He's staying here.
Wait. He is not part of the deal either. He's just.
He needs to sign the contract.
Yeah. No, actually, you can just provide the contract.
Are you guys just gonna let Duke drop?
No, we're staying.
My character, you shouldn't ask for my character for helping. I mean, as a person, I would, as a player, would save Duke, but my character wouldn't.
No worries.
So I'll just say, yeah, but he can make the contract, leave it here, and then you two can sign it, Duke and you, and then I'm going. You're going, right?
I'll speak up.
Hold on, before you guys, I want to give Chance a chance to reply as well.
Really? Oh no, I'll stay around.
Are you sure? It might get messy. Well, I wouldn't want you to, I wouldn't want to bother you with such things.
I'm not easily bothered.
Very well. So, what did you want to say, Rixlax?
I'll walk up to the guy and try to be here for once, I guess, and say, look, we both know how these things go. He tried to threaten you. Now you're trying the same. Let's just sit down and make the deal as it should be. You, as you said, you don't want any double crossing or anything. We don't want that, but we all want what we want, and I'm sure we can get there.
He's trying to cheat me out of my children. There's no way that I'm going to let him do that, he replies, equally sincere. And he raises his hands, and from like the forests, you see like deer appear, and small squirrels, and
Oh, they're also threatening for Duke.
Did he disappear though?
he did not, but he's gonna try and make a run for it for sure.
This could have worked.
Almost. Except that,
Well,
yeah, I mean, the
except
whole
for Duke,
sacrificing
I don't
children
think
thing.
it could have ever worked with Duke and him, like the combination.
No, but
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
we could have had a deal where, you know, the children don't get harmed, like Chance wouldn't. You know, they would just live with him or whatever he does.
Yeah,
Maybe.
You know,
the
or
thing-
become
the
Yeah,
thing
you
is,
can
his.
still
but
try
it
to
might be
suggest
even
that.
worse.
Yeah, that was my goal, but you know, exactly. Yeah. What if the children get the same deal as Chance did? They don't get harmed, but
Okay,
still they.
so go ahead and like convince like both Duke and him.
Yeah.
well, you see, Duke.
To convince him, you need to be the one, so that's not too hard, I guess.
What I'm saying first to Duke is that you see those kids, yeah, they will be taken away from their home, but in our day, who isn't? And if Tom has kept his promise of not harming the people, as a part of his deal with them, I'm sure he will keep his word, and I'm completely sure because I know what he's bound by, and I look towards Black Tom in this moment as I'm saying that. That was a reference towards the aspect I found out last session.
Okay.
And I can guarantee that if he promises that, he actually won't. He will keep his word.
Okay, so you're gonna use your advantage?
Well, that was a speech to Duke mostly, but I guess.
Well, you need to convince him as well. And I mean, you might use it as advantage towards Duke as well, since you know this fact of him. So you can be like, you can tell Duke, like, hey, this guy keeps his promises. I know that of him. So maybe that counts as an advantage towards Duke as well.
So basically, I have to roll against both of them.
Yeah, just
Okay.
like roll one roll for the both of them.
Sure.
Like, use your advantage.
That's without the advantage.
Okay.
Or
So this guy is convinced. Duke.
Well, let me roll my will, I guess.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that's a wow, another path that those youngsters can take.
I'll tell you what.
So he actually, Rixlax had a 7, so if you want to use that, you're going to have to spend a fate point. You had an advantage from last session still.
Okay.
I mean, I can choose not to use it if you prefer. If you think
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, I wasn't gonna turn you down flat because it would be better to negotiate out something. But I would spend a fate point if necessary to at least come back with the kids having the option to leave after like a year and a day.
Okay, so if you spend a fate point, you meet Rixlax's number. So then you can succeed at a cost. So how about...
Well, I'd be defender, right? I'd be defender, right?
Yeah, so I would have to succeed at a
he
cost.
would succeed at a cost. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're both
So then
gonna.
the cost would be agreeing that there is a term after which the kids can return. That seems like a good cost.
Well, sure, I'm sure, but
What do you care?
as long as Black Tom is, fine with it. But I succeeded by a lot when it comes to him, so I'm guessing he would.
So Black Tom says that he can agree that they may return, but not after a year and a day. They may return.
Come on, that's such a Fey time period.
It is. They may return after
After
have reached
indoctrinated.
a legal age.
Them spirits and their laws.
For some
So
reason, that
basically,
sounds.
when they're 18, they're allowed to leave and choose their own path in life if they choose to do so.
That sounds so Catholic to me.
Maybe Black Tom is Catholic. Who knows?
Maybe he is.
What do you say, Duke? Young men and women coming from the wild world into the civilization. That's going to be quite an adventure, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, that's.
By the way, if you guys want, all of you can roll empathy. That would be fair to allow you to do that.
Oh, is he full of shit? Of course he is. Didn't meet that 7.
Huh. Well, yeah. I mean, can I just not roll it and go with my gut that?
Well, that's your gut as a player, not Duke's gut.
Sure.
Necessarily. So the roll would.
Oh well, no. I'll roll it. Yeah. I mean.
So Rixlax, you rolled a 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Marin and Chance, if you want, you can do that as well, but that's up to you. Your characters care about what happens to kids at all. So, Rixlax. Hold on, let me write this to you in person.
What should I roll again?
So you can roll empathy to try and figure out if Black Tom has like some kind of if he's planning on breaking his deal or he has a way around it.
Oh, actually, that's really smart of him. Sure, he can kill the kids after because they're not kids then anymore.
What?
That's really smart. Think about it. This guy is not bad. I just say that out
Good
loud.
catch. Good catch.
You can harm them as you like when they are legal age. So yeah.
Well, I mean, you can ask him to do the contract to change it so that it's they get released a day before they reach legal age.
But to be honest, actually they are safe because of the other deal, because they are village. They're per definition part of the village.
There.
That guy's twisted.
You know.
You can choose to diverge this information to the others or not. That's up to you.
I'll just copy paste it. It's sick.
You know, Tom, I tried to negotiate in good faith, but I don't think this is working out.
Yeah, this is smart. Guy is probably doing it already, isn't it? Isn't he?
You know,
So actually, like, I don't say it yet now as a character, but as a player, would be probably the easiest option to force this guy into having sexual intercourse with my character, so everything is gone. But I think he already knows about this ability, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, he does know about Rixlex's ability.
Yeah, so I'll just lay it right out.
Maybe it's the different. I don't know.
The year and a day is as far as I'm willing to go. If we don't have a deal on that, then I'm afraid it
under 9 months.
Yeah. I'm afraid it is gonna get messy.
Eating kids is
so he just growls and just tries to bolt for it.
All right.
Eating kids is not allowed.
Fortunately, he's not very good at bolting.
He's very good at hiding, though.
Yeah, but not in like he's in the middle of the clearing, which was a bad move for him.
Yeah, bad for him.
So let's see. Like you can try and grab him, Duke, of course.
Oh, I already had him. I had my hand on his shoulder. I'm not letting go.
So, you can try to hold on to him then.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's there. And he says, "Spirits, come to my rescue!" And like these like deer just like charging on you, their hooves rambling, thundering on the ground.
Okay.
It's am I in the collateral damage area of that?
Yeah.
I want to leave it and take Rick's legs with me.
What? You stay and fight, coward. I'm the one running.
Are you gonna try and like pull Rick's legs away against his will?
Yes. I'll just throw him out and stay on his place. I don't mind.
Well, I mean, you can negotiate with Demi whether you need to roll for that or.
I have a physique of 0, athletics of 1, so I'm pretty sure you can do it if you decide to.
Yeah, and this is a new scene, so you can use your stunt once again if you'd like.
Okay, so should we roll it or not?
Sure.
Okay, so I think physique, right?
Yeah, physique versus physique in
sure.
that case.
Wow, nice.
So did you use your stunt? I didn't think
No,
so, right?
I did not.
Okay, so.
I'd prefer to succeed at a cost so
Sure.
I can use it later on. If
You can. There's like a very obvious cost here right now. You just push him out of the way and stand in his place and get trampled.
Fine.
So you don't manage to get out of the way, but you manage to push Rick's legs out. Chance, are you going to jump out of the way? Or are you going to run in?
Am I standing in the collateral damage area?
Near the edge of it. They're not coming directly towards you. But yeah, they have surrounded you guys, so
Alright, yeah, I'm of course trying to dodge any attacks or anything that could harm me. But other than that, I'm not doing anything like running away or such.
Okay. As the deer move past you, you notice that they just like run like slightly around you. They're not trying to harm you in any way. You get jostled a bit by one that accidentally brushes up against you.
Okay. And I would like to make sure that Black Tom catches his train the hard way.
Yeah, Sure, go ahead.
All right.
You're about to stamp someone into the ground again.
Reckon so. Okay, so this is without the weapon 2 being included. Ugh.
Let's see
Ouch.
how he defends against that. Okay. So he. You hit him.
All right. Okay. So when you add in the weapon 2, that's with style. That'd be
Ouch.
with a margin of success of 4.
So you inflict a moderate consequence on him. Describe what that looks like.
Well, I did the jaw thing last time, so I think it's like just smashing him, right into the kisser, right, sort of mid-face, nose involved, and stunning.
Okay.
He
I'll say that
in addition to
probably-
the squirrels and deer, he sees birds going tweet, 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 tweet.
Okay. I will. He will get the consequence stunned, and you get a free invoke on that as usual.
Okay.
So he is going to try. I know. He sees these birds, so he'll try to change into a bird, and he'll use that to his advantage to. Oh no, it doesn't work like that. Never mind. Trying to misuse his gift. He'll just try to break free.
Okay. And I will still try and hang on to him.
He'll use a fate point.
I'll use the free invoke.
Fair enough. That will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He was
I was
out.
thinking about it as well, but I think in this case he's the attacker. He's trying to do something, and you're trying to defend against his action.
Oh, so if I didn't use
So then
invoke,
he could choose to-
we'd both have a boost that we could use afterwards. So it's a wash.
Well,
Right?
yeah, he uses a fate point to get to the same level. Then he could succeed with a cost, but if you use your free invoke on the consequence, then he can't do that anymore.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Sure. That sounds good.
And then he won't get the boost or anything either. Like it's just. Soon after, like animals rush in to try and throw you away from him. Duke.
All right.
You're feeling many horns against your shoulders, trying to push you off balance. Yeah, I think this will.
Oh.
Bam.
Holy crap.
Against your physique.
Okay. Well. So they do hit. and I mean, are they trying to cause damage, or are they?
They're just trying to push you off balance so you can't hold on to Black Tom.
Okay.
They're trying to free him.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm off balance.
Okay. Black Tom just slips out and makes a run for it. Rexlax, Marin.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, that's just giving him an advantage, though, right? It's not like automatically freeing him, right?
I don't know. I imagine it doesn't overcome. They could simply just break you two apart.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like creating an advantage. In that case, sure.
I mean, he still has to run away, obviously. I mean, they just broke you two apart. The running part is something.
Okay. Well, if I well, I mean, if they're trying to throw down, then I am too macho to back down from that challenge.
Sure.
All right. So I'll spend the fate point.
Wouldn't they succeed again? Only at a cost?
They're the attacker, so they could succeed at a cost. I think they would. They'd sacrifice one of their own to get him free.
I'll just, after I stand up again, try to follow him. Not running after him, but just follow him non-threateningly.
So hold on for a moment. So you were like jostled by hooves and horns, and I think you're stunned on the ground for a bit. You know, like taking your head. I think that's your cost.
Fine.
Before he runs away, Black Tom turns his eyes on Chance and says, "Choose a side."
What did he say?
Choose a side.
Choose a side. It's hard.
Decisions.
For the rest of you, how would you feel if Chance would choose the side of Black Tom? Would you be against that?
His ass.
Would you be against like player versus player action, or?
I think he probably been not helpful to us anymore. So it's more of a threat than something helpful. So I would not stop anyone from taking action against him. But I'm not the person who just is able to do things like Cypher, so it would probably start the action as well. Only if there's.
Well, I meant as a player. I didn't mean as a player character necessarily. As players, are you against me offering this up as an option? Like, would you like to try and find like different ways, or are you all okay with player versus player potentially?
I'm okay with it. I don't know if that's I don't know if it's the best option, but I mean, I don't object.
I think like normally I'm strongly against it as a game master. I think in this case it could be interesting and could make sense, since David is only here for 2 sessions, and for his character, like part of his backstory is the fact that he the wardens want him, the Sky Pirates want him, but he really wants to be part of the folk. So for him, this is an interesting struggle, I think, to to see what he does. Does he, choose his new friends, or does he, go for his long lost, dream? Yeah. So I think in this case, it couldn't hurt. But if anybody is against it, then I can always we can rewind and do a cut. Go back and Black Tom will not offer him that choice. The same goes for you, by the way, David.
I'm against everything that limits the freedom of the possibilities to play their characters right, and I don't think that preventing PvP in that sense doesn't help anything to keep that freedom. It's more harmful because in some situations some characters might clash, and I think that's all right. That's how it should be, because characters do want different things. Then they should be opposing each other in different ways, made through words or through other means. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I also feel like lore-wise it would make a lot of sense. Also, I'm not too disgusted by whatever he does to the children, because, well, he assured us that nothing really bad happens to them. They won't be hurt, and my character is kind of naive and sympathetic to the folk. So, by all of that, I'm after all of what I heard going on in the conversation, I'm still fascinated by the folk and somehow want to get into their closer circles. And I see Black Tom as an opportunity. But I also don't really want to fight against the friends, because I feel like they're good guys, and I wouldn't necessarily want to fight
except
them.
the guy that killed everyone on the ship.
Yeah.
But...
I guess I tried to run away.
So you can choose, to do things like, there's plenty of options you can take to help him without directly fighting, Marin, Duke, and Rixlax. You could go back to the ship and grab Corvus for him, for instance, and bring Corvus back. There are choices you can make that don't involve directly fighting anybody.
Yeah.
You can sing and stop us from fighting, or stop the animals, or
yeah.
Vince
I'm
don't
not
stay
sure
and
if I can,
negotiate.
if I'm
or
powerful
convince us.
enough to do that. Would that be possible? The fight is in full, it's already erupted. Everyone's fighting and running around and stuff. Would I still be able to do anything there?
Technically, yes. But it'd be very hard. You'd need a 7 or something.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go for it. As he shouts to me, choose a side, I distance myself from the battlefield about 10 feet.
Alright, what is legendary? It's legendary in 8, I think. Legendary sounds like a good classification for doing this. I'll look up what that exactly is.
Okay, and I get out my guitar and drum a song and sing very loudly of peace and understanding and and not fighting over things that can be talked about.
Okay, go ahead and try and
Trying to
do
feel
this
everyone.
heroic. Yes, and legendary is an 8, so I think this would be a legendary feat to
Accomplish.
to try and just stop a fight as it's going.
Well.
Okay.
There we go.
If you'd spend a fate point, you could succeed with style, which means you'd get extra benefits.
Of course, I will. No problem.
So, what is your goal exactly?
Well, my goal is to, first of all, stop my 3 new friends, or 2 new friends and 1 attractive lady from getting harmed.
That's one way to look at it.
And still try to try to make everyone calmer. Trying for them to find some way out of this. without chopping each other's heads off.
Okay. So your song sounds like your voice sounds sweet and your tones are mesmerizing, and as you sing the music, slowly the animals lie down and listen to your song. And Duke, what do you do in response to this very powerful, like, calming music? So the thing here is that it sings of calm and peace and solutions, but how you interpret that is up to you. Like, what Duke does with it is your choice.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't want to do anything that after that huge result. I don't want to do anything that like breaks the fiction, but also Duke sort of sees this as kids being kidnapped on an ongoing basis, and that
Well, you could
that this
decide
ain't
to
right.
go back with the army and leave for now. I mean,
Try and make all the people leave Town's Crossing, or try to convince them to leave.
that'd be
I
tough
mean,
though, because you'd be going against headquarters. Like this,
Yeah.
this will bring you in trouble with like the Citadel for sure.
From what they've been saying, they're basically out of greed mostly. I mean, yeah, we can leave, but there's money here.
I mean,
That we
you
Mhm.
could
resources and stuff.
compel, like you could argue that if you want, I can offer you a compel that says that you'll keep the situation as is, even though it hurts you to do it, because you see it as your duty to follow the orders from higher up. Being a true blue paragon, so that is an option for Duke. But if you don't want to do it like that, then you can always retreat, lick your wounds, and come back with more
Okay.
force.
I think what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say. I'll just say. Fine, Tom. You don't want to make a deal, and you want to just run away. You do that. But there will be a cost, and I'm just gonna walk up to the nearest liftwood tree, tear it out, and try and just tear it out of the ground.
Okay, sure. Be the strong physical Duke you are. If you manage.
Okay.
I'd imagine if you're trying to tear it from the ground, by the way, the skywood trees, they float. So if you're trying to tear one from the ground, then it'd be a very young one that still hasn't grown.
Oh, okay. So the older ones are already out of the ground, or how's that work?
They rise up. They even, like, high up in the sky, some of them form these islands with their like roots like going together, and like earth catching onto it that's blown into it by the wind.
So the way they're harvested is they just take the young ones before they float away?
No. The older, the higher the power. So you want an old one, a big old one. So you hook one like in some kind of way and like drag it along while it's like floating in the sky, something like that.
Okay.
So you could try and lasso one, or just fly up and push it away. I mean, you're Duke.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll just grab the first one.
Okay, sure.
So does that would that just fall under gift, or do I need to roll?
For sure. You can just fly. You Duke, no problem. And it's Skyward. It's supposed to be light, so I think you can do that.
Okay.
But it's not as powerful of a gesture if you just like push it along and it floats.
Yeah, I know.
There will be serious consequences. This way, Mr. Tree.
So Black Tom, does that, by the way, satisfy the? I think it satisfies your emotion that you created, right, Chance?
Yep.
Okay. So what Black Tom does in response is like, he just listens to your music, mesmerized, and then he just sits down and starts like crying at the beauty of your music.
Oh God.
Marin, what do you do when you hear this powerful, beautiful music?
Well, do I think it is beautiful?
Certainly, you think that it's very calming and peaceful, and
Well, Rixlax is not in danger, so I'm already calm, so...
so you just stay calm.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. Rixlax, how about you?
I'll probably sit next to Black Tom and say something like, "You're not that scary," and
Very.
and
All united.
but still the the whole we need to do whatever we need to do. I'll basically try to use his and tell me if that's against Chance's song, but I'll basically try to use the speech he used on Chance on him to convince him to to tell him of all the good that will come if he agrees with us, and that we can work something out in the end, and we don't need to fight and whatever, and let's just do this the right way, blah blah blah. But I'm totally bullshitting him
Okay, sure. Go ahead and deceive him.
for this time.
Okay, he's gonna spend a fate point on that.
And I don't have any, so.
Just let me listen to this music. Just go away. Leave me alone.
If anyone feels like they want to start, they want to get to know Black Tom, I think now's the time.
I think this is a beautiful way to end the session. So yeah, let's move on to skill points. Timmy, did you earn any skill points?
I don't think I did. My
What
goal
was
was
your
to
goal?
find a purpose for Rixlax, I think, and I didn't really do anything towards that.
Okay. How about you, Mark?
Well, certainly I think the blue screen of death was kind of ridiculous, but
I
besides from that, maybe my
Murdering the
talk
pirates?
to pirates, yeah.
Yeah, that was quite ridiculous.
I think that counts as
Yeah.
ridiculous.
We're just all chilling up there, and you come along and
It's like
start killing people.
I think it was more like after that oh, sorry guys. Well,
Yeah.
it's your own fault you kidnapped one, which is to some degree true, but
Yeah.
it's probably not the way you get them to cooperate with you if you're just stating the facts. So
yeah, I think like you seem to be very good at like whenever you play role playing games at letting stuff like go crazy. Like whenever like you're in the game, just stuff like the apocalypse happens and whatever.
well, I'm quite curious about a lot of stuff, and if I don't know a certain thing and I play a kind of crazy character, I stick with it.
Certainly.
That's just how it goes then.
Brad, did you earn your point?
Well, I certainly tried to do more of a bring more John Wayne into the voice. I don't know if I succeeded.
Well, if you like, do you think that you'd like actually like put a bunch of effort into doing it?
Yeah. I mean, like,
I think it counts.
I mean, I think the
I didn't actually know what John Wayne sounds like, so I'm not a very.
So you can totally lie to us.
Yeah, you can totally be
don't
like,
either.
oh, it was totally John Wayne. No, but the point is that you put in effort, so that counts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like normally with Duke's voice, I kind of settle into the this thing that is like comfortable and I love, and this, sometimes I would settle back into that, but then I'd like try and push it up into a slightly higher register
Yeah, I could tell that it was higher register for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I feel like I definitely didn't succeed, but I did try.
Yep. David, did you look at the camera more?
I don't think I did. I'm not sure though. Felt I was looking a lot more at the pictures than at the camera. So
It's very
it's so
easy to
difficult
do that.
to not.
But I think
You weren't-
it's not a
yeah.
case of, like, I think like if you do it all the time, that also looks weird. Like you need to time it with when you're talking, and then you need to not always do it. I think so. It's a very I think it's a very subtle skill.
Mm.
You weren't noticeably not looking at the camera?
Well, I tried, but I felt like I didn't succeed very often, or at a very high percentage throughout the session. So I don't think I should be awarded a skill point. Don't feel like I accomplished my goal.
Very well.
Pro tip: the easiest way to actually make happen to look often at the camera is to fix the camera right in front of your eye,
Just be like,
Yeah, like this.
like a scouter.
hello, camera.
Hey.
That works quite well.
Oh god.
Okay.
So yeah. Sudden silence. Thank you, Hasa. I had a great time. Are
Thanks,
we?
like David for jumping in and playing with us?
Yeah, that was
For
awesome.
letting on players.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity.
And thank you for hosting and everybody for playing.
Sure.
Always a pleasure.
It is.
And always crazy.
Well, cool. Thanks again, and definitely thank you to everybody watching. If you're watching this and enjoyed it and haven't already hit follow, please do, so you'll know when I'm going live. In terms of stuff coming up, it's just sort of the normal schedule of taking Waterdeep on Saturday nights, Eshkatan on Sundays at about now 4 p.m. Pacific, and then this again on Wednesday at 10 Pacific. I'll probably add some more stuff and do like another special of Eshkatan soon, but probably not this coming week. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna see if there's anybody cool I know who's broadcasting right now to host. And if anybody has any wants to talk about where people can find them or has any shout outs, please by all means go ahead.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, YouTube. I'm not famous. I'm just sleepy. So I don't have any links to to share. But we might as well feel the silence while Brad is.
Yes. Sorry.
Everybody go watch Rick and Morty who hasn't already.
I have.
Neither have I. I'm not familiar with it. But I'm ready to switch things over. So tell us about Rick and Morty real quick, and then
It's fantasy, science fiction, mix up everything in one thing. There's a granddad with his son experiencing all kinds of crazy adventures. Grandfather is a crazy scientist and has a portal gun. Go everywhere and live everything at all times. It's great.
Cool.
Check it out.
Is this a YouTube thing or?
No, it's
televised.
on
Else.
Adult Swim, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In that case, it does sound vaguely familiar. I don't think I've actually seen an episode, but I've maybe seen an ad or something. Anyway, sounds cool. Bye. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.